Thank you so much for joining us. Day one of Be Inevitable 2020, the fifth edition of Be at Penang. So that was really interesting. As you can see, the topics that we've been diving into, we've been discussing, has always been okay, how do we face this pandemic? What do we do next? And speaking of which, traveling. Yes, we love traveling. I love traveling. I think the last time I actually traveled out of the country, like many of us, was probably, of course, a long, long, long time ago. I think probably late last year. So it's close to a year. Oh, how sad. Anyway, that said, we will now go into the topic of traveling and what's best than to actually talk to our national carriers. We have Malaysia Airlines and Firefly. So they'll be joining us anytime now. Yes. Okay. So we will be starting. You can see them on the screen. We have with us this time we'll be talking about infrastructuring, Gamechanger, kickstarting air travel when the world is at standstill. So yes, we are at standstill in view of traveling, especially internationally. We have with us, let's welcome Phillip See, the CEO of Firefly. Hi, Philip. How are you? And also
Good,
not
I'm good.
forgetting that's good, Lau Yin May from
Hi,
the Group Chief Marketing and Customer Experience Officer from Malaysia Airlines.
how are
All
you?
right, so this is fantastic. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for making time. And
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure you've also spent so much time preparing for this conversation, which many of us are very, very excited to know because we're all itching to travel, right? Everybody, yeah, it's very much, I think it's a Malaysian thing, it's a global thing, but it's affecting everybody. Everybody wants to travel, but we cannot travel. So we just travel for now interstate. But what is going to happen next? Since I think the topic lately has been about, we're at the edge of 2020, heading towards 2021. So, what lies ahead? Maybe, if it's possible, I'll start off with Yin Mei first. I'm pretty sure you've prepared something which you would like to share with our delegates. So, let's
Sure,
see
sure.
what Yin Mei from Malaysia Airlines has got to share. And I'm sure it will be something we are all very, very interested and keen to know.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone. I'm glad to be part of this. So thank you very much for having Philip and myself. This indeed is something that we have always been proud of, as part of the national airline, and how do we then contribute to the national tourism? Like you said, all of us miss flying. I myself miss flying. I myself miss getting onto our planes, being in the ambient, the look and feel of the aircraft and just being in the aircraft, that's something that we all have been missing for the past months. Now, what we saw in Malaysia at least was over the past 3 months, there has been some sort of relaxation in terms of traveling. And we've started to see a surge in domestic travel, started in some time in around August and September. And it was all the pent up travel needs for the past few months where we had a complete lockdown. So in August and September, we saw this surge in domestic traveling. And that's where people have gone, within Malaysia domestically and really to appreciate and to enjoy the hidden gems in our own backyard. So we do see that happening. But then in Malaysia, for the past 1 month, we started the lockdown again. So that somehow has was a bummer for us. But then nonetheless, what the latest news are, with all the vaccines, in sight, and with more relaxation coming into play, we are starting to see a recovery, and not just any recovery. We are actually seeing a very strong sense of recovery where all our passengers are now really able to not just itch for traveling, now they're able to really do something about it. And what we have always been keeping in touch with is with our customers, with our passengers, whether it's on social media throughout this whole pandemic period, that we have to see what are they missing. Are they missing our planes? Are they missing our boarding music? And all this, we have been keeping in touch with them every day. And what's interesting to note is we have taken all these comments from them. And when we are ready to fly, when the borders are open, we are more than happy to welcome them on board our planes again. Yeah, that's just to start it off. But I think what we wanted to really highlight is with Malaysia Airlines and Firefly, we have always been putting our customers and our passengers' safety and as our top priority. So when this pandemic hit us, we have our planes continue to fly over the past months. But what was important was we actually started to make sure that all our SOPs are in play, yeah, so that our passengers who are still flying with us will be having a peace of mind when they do that. So that's one of our main priority over the past few months. Yeah, and as shared earlier, over the past few months, we've also taken the opportunity to continually, even though we haven't been flying at our full network, full schedule, but we took the opportunity to continuously improve our products and our services so that when the market is ready to rebound, we are all there, ready and able to meet our passengers' evolving needs. Yeah. So maybe I do have a couple of slides to share, basically just to give an update to the industry, to our partners out here on how Malaysia Airlines and later Phil will share in terms of Firefly, how we are all committed to bringing tourism back into the country and also, of course, specifically to Penang itself. Yeah, so maybe allow me just to share my screen. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, so can you all see this?
Yep.
Okay, so maybe, well, like I was saying, one of our key focus really is about our customer safety will always be our top priority. So with that, we have actually launched our Fly Confidently campaign, reassuring all our passengers that SOPs are very important and we keep to adherence to all our regulators, be it the health authorities, both local and international, as well as the aviation authorities such as IATA, ICAO, and even CAN. Yeah, to the extent that we want to make sure that our passengers feel comfortable when they're flying with us. So each and every one of them will get a hygiene kit when they go on board. Yeah, so just a little bit background refresh. I hope everyone here knows about Malaysia Airlines and Firefly. So you will see that we are part of the bigger group, the Malaysia Aviation Group, and we are not just airlines per se. We have airlines, 4 airlines. We have our cargo, our mass cargo. We have ground handling. We have also our aviation training services, the MAB Academy, and we are also into MRO. And of course, last but not least, we have our frequent flyer program, which is the Enrich. Yeah, we are part of the One World, so we bring you all around the world with more than over 1,000 destinations. Yeah, just sharing some of our network. Clearly, we fly to every single destination there is in Malaysia. Yeah, be it the big cities like Penang. That's one of the most popular destination that we have. Yeah, among the rest, we have Langkawi, Kuala Terengganu, and even to the East Malaysia, covered by our sister company, Miri, to even places like Bakalalang and Long Seridan and Bario itself. So being the national airline and the national aviation group, we cover every single and provide the connectivity to all our Malaysians, our fellow Malaysians. Just a glimpse into our fleet. We have a whole myriad of our aircraft, yes, starting from the freighter aircraft of the 330, right up to the 350s and the 380. Our 350s are our newest in the family, yeah. And also with Marswing and Firefly, we have the ATRs and also the Twin Otters. Yeah. So what's important and what's always been known with Malaysia Airlines is obviously our airline code, which is MH, but it also stands for Malaysian Hospitality. Yeah, Malaysian Hospitality is what we bring to the world, and this is what we are proud as Malaysians. And whenever we fly our aircraft and we fly Malaysians into the rest of the world, this is what we want to share. Yeah, Malaysian Hospitality begins with Malaysia Airlines, where we are treating everyone not as passengers that's coming onto our plane, but actually we treat them as our guests in our homes. It's about the warmth, it's about sincerity that we have and the genuine feeling of being a part of Malaysia. Now, we play a very important role in bringing inbound into the country, yeah, and also into Penang itself. So this is the latest, the Fly Malaysia campaign that we launched a year ago, where it is our culture, nature, and people that we stand for. And that's why we've been welcoming the world to our doorstep. We are proudly flying our people since 1947, and we continue to be proud to fly our people in and out of Malaysia. And this is what we do at Malaysia Airlines. So moving on to some of the facilities, or rather the premium offerings that we have, will be our golden lounges. So, and coming into the aircraft, it's just some of the business suite is basically our luxury first class. Yeah, we have actually renamed them to business suites. This is just a glimpse into our business class seats, yeah, and our economy seats, and the extra legroom services that we have. And recently, we launched a neighbor-free seat. Basically, this is literally, if you do want to make sure you have some free space along at your side, or rather, the whole row. This allows you to book the neighbor-free seat, yeah. And we also have flexibility for our passengers, and this has proven to be really important over the past few months, because what we notice is, for the past 3 months, and because of the pandemic, our customers' needs have changed quite a bit. And this is where they appreciate a lot of flexibility in case of their needs for flight changes, and they want to select their seats and whatnot. So offering a whole load of flexibility to our customers is basically what we felt was very important. And this was really well received by our passengers. Yeah. So they're able to pick and select what seats and what type of benefits they want to be packaged in together. Yeah. So moving along, just very simple, some tools that we have would be the MH voucher, where we represent the other tourism players within Malaysia, and we offer them on our Malaysia Airlines app. Yeah, tourists can actually come on the app and actually get access to these other tourism players vouchers. And we also have MH Holidays, which is our tour arm of Malaysia Airlines, offering not just flights but also hotel stays. And recently we've launched trips and tours, offering 40,000 trips all around the world, and not just in Malaysia, but all around the world as well. Again, I think with the recent evolvement with the pandemic, we realized that it is important of how our digital platforms will be our main source of communication to our passenger. So, of course, our Malaysia Airlines app is the one-stop center for everything you need: information, flight booking, changing a flight, or anything and everything can be done in the app. Yeah, and of course, we are one of the first to have on WhatsApp, as well as we have an MH chat on Facebook itself. Yeah. Moving very quickly to Enrich, a frequent flyer program that has been around for 30 years. Yeah, and clearly, when you are flying for BE, when you're part of the MICE or event, going for any MICE event, when you're flying with us, you get to earn the Enrich miles as well. Yeah, never to forget that. Yeah. So very quickly, we have Enrich 4 tiers. We have blue, silver, gold, and platinum, and all tagged to the One World as well. And of course, Enrich is no longer just a card or just relevant when you fly. We are now having a lot of lifestyle partners, ranging from hotel to airport transfers to a lot of dining experiences to even shopping for your groceries. Yeah. And also, even if you feel like you want a piece of cake and a coffee, Enrich will actually link you up to that. Yeah. And also some Enrich branded products, for instance, our Enrich hotels, which you can earn and burn your frequent flyer miles with us. And also Enrich Junior, where even as young as 3-year-old, they can be a Enrich member. Yeah. Okay. So moving on, really, how are we going to support the business events? We realize that obviously as a national carrier, we connect Malaysia to the rest of the world, and likewise the rest of the world to Malaysia. We want to be bringing people into Malaysia, into our home ground. And obviously we work very closely with MySAP and clearly PSAP, yeah, to really grow this market and this industry throughout the entire country as well. Yeah, so here are our industry partners, the PCOs, our DMCs. We work with association as well, and also convention center and even hoteliers. And here is basically clearly how Malaysia Airlines supports your needs as a MICE whether you are a PCO or a DMC, or even as a participant or an audience to the events. Yeah. So there are a lot of great packages that we have actually devised over the past few months. Yeah, including not just preferential rates for your members or preferential rates for your audience, but we also have complimentary tickets and also complimentary entrances into, of course, our golden lounges. Yes, we will be able to provide special check-in counter, group seating arrangements, and even extra baggage and a whole lot others. Well, the idea is really to facilitate and to make it so attractive for people to hold their events here in Malaysia, be it just a small group or a bigger group, right up to 300 passengers or more, that you can then have our platinum package, and even to for any convention and exhibitions where your participants will be able to enjoy discounts on Malaysia Airlines. And not only that, they can actually also have side trips after attending the exhibition or the convention itself. Yeah, and this is really in line with Tourism Malaysia, where we want to extend the travel period, the travel trips. Yeah, and whenever they come for any MICE or any events, there are so many other interesting sites that they should go and explore in Malaysia itself. And this is where we want to facilitate, and we want to make it easy for these participants. The moment they come in, either before or after their exhibition or the convention, they're free to roam about, and because we fly to every single corner of Malaysia, and that's where we want to be able to facilitate this movement. Yeah, so that's basic in a nutshell, sums it all. Malaysia Airlines, being the national carrier, together with our sister companies like Firefly, Marswings, and Amal, will continue to support the national tourism, yeah, and especially for all these events. And we are happy to work with all our industry partners in bringing the MICE events to its full bloom again, and we are very anxious for the borders to actually reopen. And we're all ready for that, actually. Aren't we, Phil?
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah. So I guess, in a nutshell, I think we like all our players, our partners within the industry, we just can't wait for the borders to open. We are glad domestically we can travel, and it's really good. I think really, as long as everybody keeps very clear to the SOPs, and trust me, on board and also throughout the experience, their flying experience with us, there is very, very strict safety measures that we put in place. Yeah. Example, if you don't wear a mask, you're not going to board our aircraft. Not at all. Not even if you plead and you go on your knees, there's no way you're going to do it. Yeah. So really, because I think we all got to be responsible travelers. Yeah. And we promote that. And with our crew, they're all fully geared up with their goggles and the mask, and also in their PPEs. They may not look the same, but the way they display Malaysian hospitality will always be recognized as Malaysian Airlines. Yeah. So that sums it up, Yeah. So maybe I'm happy to take any questions, or perhaps Phil, shall we share what are the exciting news that Firefly has for Penang?
Exactly. Yeah, so thank you so much, Yin May. Let's move on to see what Philip has to say about, because we've heard recently Firefly announced something very interesting, especially for Penang. So maybe you can elaborate a little bit more. We're all very excited.
Sure. No problem. Hi. Very good afternoon, participants. And also thank you to PSAT for inviting us for this conference. Really appreciate it. And really thank you for keeping this conversation going in these challenging times. Firefly actually has a very long history in Penang. Our first flight actually was from Penang. And so we are very proud that the next stage of our expansion will be to operate jet services from Penang. So come end January, we will be launching 737 operations from Penang to Sabah, Kota Kinabalu, Kuching, and Johor Bahru. So that's the first step of our reinvention as a business, as we become a jet operating business with Penang our hub. It's really a respect and taking a cue from the long relationship we've had with Penang, actually. Prior to this, even pre-COVID, Firefly is very proud to have the best frequency between KL and Penang. Before COVID, we were operating 12 to 14 flights a day between Klang Valley and Penang. And we were already operating services to Phuket, Banda Aceh as part of INTGT, and also driving domestic connectivity to Langkawi, Kota Baru, and also to Kuantan. And so this really is the next phase of our expansion into for Penang, and we're very excited that for coming end of January, we will be launching these 3 new destinations in January. But I think that's the first step, and we expect more to come. We expect us to do more international flying as markets gradually be reopened. We expect to do a lot more charter. We expect to collaborate a lot with our sister companies like Malaysia Airlines and Wings to make sure we offer you great products and services so that for your customers and for your conference event, you will have a lot of options to visit and connect all around Malaysia. And so that's really one of the biggest things we will be doing in 2021. We will start with the 3737. We will be basically working as a strategy to work very closely with the airline, Malaysia Airlines, where basically we will be using excess aircraft because international markets have not fully opened. And so that will start with 3, and over time we will gradually expand and increase our network from Penang. So we're very excited. The proposition very much caters for the fact that we think Penang is such a great place to start because it's got a good mixture of leisure and corporate and business. And I think that balance of customer flow makes Penang an interesting hub for us to begin our jet operations from Penang to these 3 places. So the plan is that we're going to operate twice daily from Penang to Kota Kinabalu and to Kuching, and 3 times daily from Penang into Johor Bahru. And so that really is the work. And you will see that the product is very much aligned with Malaysia Airlines. It's going to be code shared with Malaysia Airlines. You will be able to book on Firefly holidays and also eventually on MH holidays as well. You will be able to earn and burn points with Enrich. And so those will be the benefits that you will get a lot on flying with Firefly. At the same time, the product will be a bit different. It's got a low-cost carrier product, so you can pick and choose the products and services you want. And that will be giving you more choice as a customer. And our approach is a DIY concept, where you can pick and choose the experiences and products that you want as you buy. But you will also enjoy some of the benefits of being part of Malaysia Aviation Group. So in a nutshell, that's what we're doing in 2021. Exciting months ahead. And we look forward to welcome you, all of you, on board our jet service come Q1 next year. Thank you.
Oh, okay, that's fantastic because actually I've actually planned to climb Kinabalu next year. So yes, looking forward to that. And yeah, I was supposed to fly to Kuching this year, but MCU happened, so that didn't happen. So the 2 of my favorite destinations in Malaysia, Kuching and Kota Kinabalu, definitely in my diary. So thank you for
Follow me and Sarawak Laksa, definitely must have.
Yeah, Sarawak Laksa, and because technically I'm Sarawakian as well. So, Kueh Chiap, good. Okay, this is a very Penang thing. We love talking about food, but I think we will be out of time if we continue. But yeah, it will be interesting. Do come to Penang, enjoy the food. I'll go to Sarawak, enjoy, and then Kinabalu, climb Kinabalu, and
definitely.
Okay,
no problem.
To the questions because we have a host of questions. We need to get through because people want to know what's happening next. I think the next question that we have is for Yin May, which is actually they're asking, how soon are you ready to resume operations? This is, I think, can we direct it to Malaysia Airlines?
And we are more ready than ever. We are just waiting for the borders to reopen. We have our planes on standby. We have our pilots and our cabin crew on standby. Everybody is just waiting for us to get the borders to be open and the bookings come in, and we are there. Yeah, if you get a chance to go to KLIA now, it's really quite empty. It's not. It's when we get there and we see how empty and it's no longer the hustle bustle that's happening, with all the announcements going on in the PA system. We miss that, and really we are so anxious to get back on our feet, and to be running the grounds again, So really, the moment the borders are open, we are there. Trust me. Just as long as borders, the other countries, for instance, when they lift their borders, the flights will be available for booking.
Ah, fantastic. And then it's great that you also explained on how much extra precaution SOPs you prioritize all this because confidence. I think throughout this whole be in inevitable 2020, we've always talked about confidence. That's how you gain people's trust to get back
Yeah.
into action, regardless of the situation that we're in. Of course, adhere to SOP, be responsible providers, and be responsible tourists as well. So, moving on, I think we have one more question for you, Yin Mei. And the
Sure.
question will be what do you think the passengers trend will change? Will it be more like essentials only, so on a need to basis traveling, or, like me, relaxing for
Mm,
leisure?
Well, what we have seen really, okay, with Malaysia Airlines, we used to have a lot of business travelers. Yeah, let's be honest. But what we have seen so far, and we're tracking it even on a daily basis, yeah, the recovery of the different segments that we have. Business travelers, we noticed that, look, I think they've gotten used to like what we're doing now, online meetings, discussions being held online. So we don't foresee that coming back very soon. But what we have seen and what we are forecasting is really a lot of leisure driven holidays that will be the first to actually rebound. Yeah, the need to get out and the need to be traveling and the need to fly somewhere. Yeah, but where we are looking at is, that it's no longer to the hustle bustle cities. Yeah, this is the trend has moved to where there's a lot more individual and privacy kind of travel or kind of holiday. So like the beach holiday where, well, social distancing is a given, you won't be right next to somebody, yeah, or to the nature, in some jungle, to the forest, or just little getaway where families can spend time together, with the extended families, without all the rest of other people coming into the same vicinity. So that's what we know that will be happening, and that's why aligned with that, we are ready as the moment we know where are the destinations that our customers are looking for and also what type of hotels they're looking for. So these are what we already have prepared in our little pockets. The moment we are ready to fly and the moment our passengers are ready to fly, we are there with our flight and hotel packages as well. Like what you said is correct. We even did that campaign. If you search for hashtag fly confidently, it's something that we have created at Malaysia Airlines. Yeah, that every single step is very, very clearly detailed out, following all the SOPs in place. Yeah, the moment you step on your foot in the airport, yeah, the thermal sensors come into play. Yeah, at immigration, at check-in, the whole load of it, and the moment even up to in aircraft, and the moment you arrive, yeah, we do follow very, very strict, and because we know the assurance of this means a lot to our customers. It means a lot to our passengers. Yeah, things have changed. It's not about a lot of greetings that they get, but it's really about how we maintain this SOP, not just with us, but also the fellow passengers. Yeah, we need to be, like I said, a responsible traveler together. And we know that really it's about being responsible and we can keep this at bay. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. And yeah, I think your pocket's not really little pockets like Doraemon's pocket, everything packaged together. That's really a fantastic idea. Anyway, yeah, which is good because it's also available to Firefly as well. So speaking of Firefly, which do you think would be the first destination would be most popular? I know for me, I'm kind of confused, probably Kinabalu. But what do you think your passengers would go for at first, Philip?
Yeah, so I think just to build on what Yin Mei is saying, I think travelers will also travel first if they have a very clear purpose. So things like education, medical, and I think corporate will come back, but corporate will travel with less frequency. They will start first, and as they begin having more confidence, they will then increase frequency. But at the start, I don't think it will be as high. So for us, I also agree with you. I think a destination like Kota Kinabalu is an ideal popular destination as a get-go. It's got the space, it's got the beaches, it's got the resorts to really make it an exciting place to start. So I agree with you. It's likely where we're going to see demand happen in places like Kota Kinabalu first.
Okay, that's fantastic. So yes, yeah, for me it's Kota Kinabalu. So maybe next we can talk about like for conferences and business traveling. Do you have anything special you'd like to offer? Like maybe from Mas Airline side, from Yin Mei, maybe you can just touch on this topic first before this. Then after that we'll go into Philip.
we would more than happy to welcome, all these conventions and exhibitions. So we have actually a lot of packages all put in place that includes not just the flight itself, but also to have special exclusive entrances, say into our Golden Lounge. Or we know that our participants for MICE would love, say, a special exclusive check-in counters. Yeah, they love access. They need the excess baggage. So these are things which are relevant to the participants, and then that's what we have packaged it together. So we have packages, say, from a small group, say less than 50, right up to, like I shared earlier, the platinum packages where we have more than 300 people. Yeah, and to also cover if you're having any exhibitions, audience or participants to the exhibitions will be able to gain benefits when they fly into the exhibition with Malaysia Airlines. Yeah, again, the side trips that they have, or even vouchers for shopping. That's why we are working with a lot of local tourism, including PSAP itself. Yeah, to have, say, additional benefits like free lunches. When they come with us, complimentary dinners, or even entrances to attraction sites and whatnot. Because there's so much more to enjoy in the country when our audience and our participants are here for the MICE events. Yeah, and that's why we want to showcase all this beauty within the country itself. Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Philip, on your
Yeah.
side, like group traveling, especially for MICE events, conventions, conferences?
Yeah, so I just want to build on what Yin May was saying. We cross-sell with Malaysia Airlines and Maswing. So you have a whole range of solutions available across different capacity types. So the good thing about Firefly is that 72-seater, it's a small plane. So if people want to charter a full plane, it's a bit more feasible with this. And so with our network combined with Malaysia Airlines, Firefly, and Maswings, we offer just a whole wide range of solutions. And I think with participants, you can easily charter a full plane if you feel that you need to basically block an entire aircraft for your travel needs and all that. So that's, I think, something we offer as a holistic solution as a group.
Ah, okay, that's interesting as well. Okay, we can take only one last question. Let me check whether we have time for one last question. No, I'm sorry, but I think we're actually out of time. It's very interesting. Everybody wants to know when can we travel, what can we do, what are our options, And aside from traveling, what else can we just do at a click of a button? Everything, Gao Tim. Traveling, food, expenses, hotel. So yes, on behalf of PSAP and of course our partner Andres 4-Day Events, we'd like to say a big thank you to Mas and Firefly. Here we have Philip and Yin May. Thank you so much for joining us. Our delegates are very, very happy, and I'm sure they're very engaged. They would like to know more, and we'll see you again in our next session. Hopefully,
Thank
the
you.
next be at Penang.
Bye.
Hopefully, it's
Thank you for
live.
inviting us.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And if you come to
Bye.
Penang, yeah, come and enjoy the food in Penang and hospitality. Bye bye. Take care. Stay safe.